difference. He doesn't think that any problem is a major problem. He always thinks there's a way around it. Although he might not know the answer, he feels that within a day or two, if he hasn't found it, well, the problem will clear itself and everything will be okay again. For instance, my mother is very religious. And the reason why she's very religious, I feel, is that she wants to protect the family. And of course, she can't protect us physically, so she looks for something else. And the only way she can find that is by turning to the church. For instance, we've got many saints that we believe are our patrons. And she makes a sort of promise that if the family don't meet up with any very difficult problems, or if the family is kept together, she will go on a pilgrimage to a certain saint. As a sort of sacrifice is a too strong word, really, but a sort of thanksgiving. I like to feel that we do need those traditions to keep Sutera what it is, because without these traditions, it would just be another town with nothing which will really have the Sutera mark on it. That's why I like to go out on a little hill next to the town called San Marco, because part of Sutera and parts of his history is buried there.
Mello is from Waltham Cross, Mike from Los Angeles.
This seems to be the face of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, could have been a marker.
Like a lot of young Suterese, they look back on their country's past and wonder if it can ever offer them a future. Sutera, like Sicily, has had a very long history.
No, questo mai, io preferisco darti la morte. Allora, io ti taglierò a pezzi, ma come torropeano, difendete cristiano.
A long history, and a tragic one. A story of continual conquest by the Greeks, the Carthaginians, the Saracens, the Normans, the Spanish, the French, and now some would say the Italians.
I think that this constant occupation has had a certain effect on us. We don't seem to be able to be ourselves, be Sicilians, to say, right, this is Sicily, this is our land. You still have the Sicilian mentality whereby the government has got to make the first move. Authority for a Sicilian is just an evil. It doesn't matter who's in Rome, nobody will do anything for the actual people themselves. Due to this belief in authority, I think that the people felt they had to help themselves. And that's why, in my opinion, the mafia started with the peasants. It's a means of life. If you couldn't work, if you couldn't earn your living, then you had to steal.
Today, the Suterese will tell you they have no mafia. Even they have gone to where the pickings are better. Traditionally, it was to other countries. Now it is more often to their own coastal resorts or the industrial towns of northern Italy.
Do you plan to move out to Sutera?
Yeah.
Yeah, my family's thinking about it. I gotta wait till I finish school, though.
This for me is everything. I don't know why. Just the view which you get all around mountain houses.
Yeah, I think it's something that's just descended in you.
Yeah.
You know, it's where your blood is, and you have a feel you have to come back at least once.
That's what some people explain it as, but I can't even say that because I'm not sure if that's the reason why I want to come back. All I know is that I want to come back. That is it.
Yeah.
Padre e Figlio e Spirito Santo. La messa è finita, andate in pace.
People do return, but only for their holidays or to retire, because there's no work, not to speak of. And the prospects for changing this? Well, the town is run, as it was by his family before him, by one most singular man, Signor Butsanka, the Segretario or town clerk. Since the war, when he was a fascist, until today as a Christian Democrat, he has kept a cautious and fatherly eye on the welfare of his fellow townsmen.
As far as I'm concerned, the Secretary is the person who runs the whole show. If you want anything done, then you have to go to the town hall, and he's the boss there.
La pratica del comune, la nostra, corre e va bene ora. Ora noi apprendiamo.
You see, the thing is that even for a birth certificate, you've got to go and see the Secretary. And if he has something against you, if he wants to make trouble for you, if he wants to make you wait a few weeks and sweat a little, he's in a position to do so.
As his opponents will tell you, he breathes politics every waking moment of his day. His uncle was Mussolini's private secretary. When they're not calling me a fascist, they're calling me a mafioso. Well, fascist I was, mafioso never. In fact, his family had a gun battle with the local mafia family, and won.
Certamente il vostro interesse, perché altrimenti fate mangiare tutto. Arrivederci. Buongiorno, signore.
Il problema dell'emigrazione? In my opinion, there is no immigration problem. Why shouldn't people go to other countries? It broadens their horizons. In spite of our difficulties in Sutera, people will always come back. One of his passions is hunting. In a small room next to his balcony, he keeps a well-stocked armory. Jokingly, he will tell you that when his enemies come to get him, it won't be without a fight.
The ineffectiveness of the opposition is due to most of the young people and the young generation that have left Sutera now. They do come back from time to time for a holiday, but that's just for a holiday to see their parents, to have a good time. When they come back now, they try to show the people in the actual town that they worked hard, have gone somewhere else, and they have made it. And of course, the only way you can show people that you have made it is by either bringing a nice flashy car or offering drinks to everybody. From one day to another, the town fills up, and all the houses that used to be closed, and all the houses where no sound came out, are now full and playing their records, and the actual town starts to live again.
Ça fait longtemps que vous êtes plus là. Je vais petit de bouteilles, les petites bouteilles.
People from Canada, France, Switzerland, England, Germany, they're all coming back, bringing different ideas, different languages. And of course, the people in the actual town, the people who stay there all the time, they're a bit bewildered, especially when there's an argument.
Ma tu lo sai tuo cognato che quando apre l'esercizio una via 5 lire.
You're all sitting there together, same table, and all of a sudden, everybody starts talking in all different languages.
In the kitchen, all the German boys.
Ja, aber es geht halb
From
und
Deutschland.
halb.
It's good.
Immer reden für Italienisch nicht gut.
In those brief weeks, there is a sort of frantic intensity in the air. Everything seems to be happening. The festas, the weddings, the parties, and the annual football match between the local Suterese and the emigrants.
It's regarded as a laugh, but really there's more to it. Because many people which do come back to Sutera, they come back feeling that the money which they have in their pockets make them superior to the actual Suterese. And the Suterese, of course, feel the opposite. although they have no money, they have the country and they have everything. Our family has been very lucky. Although we have had to leave our country and move somewhere else, we've been together. I can see that it won't always be like this. We won't always be together. But I mean, that happens to everybody. Everybody's got to split up. We've got to start off our own families. The actual point is whether we can be close, say in the same town or in the same country. That is the only fears I have for the future, really. When we stop needing our parents will begin to need us. And when they need us, we want to be there to help them. The father's left behind, the father's too old to emigrate. And the kids, they're all married and they go abroad. And the father is taken ill. Telegrams go off France, Germany, Switzerland, England, and sons and daughters take the first plane and come back. Sometimes they find him alive, sometimes they don't. And to stay with your father and to love your father so much for such a long time and then not to actually assist him in his last few days, that is a tragedy. Most people would like to go back at an earlier age and do any kind of work. But since you can't be employed, you have to use your money and find your own sort of employment. For example, there's Raimondo Pardi. He's been in England and he's made some money, and he feels that the only way he can get back is to set up a little shop and try to get to his pension age.
With his wife and mother-in-law, Raimondo Pardi runs a small provision store.